Good afternoon. My name is Evelyn Guzman, and today I will be giving a speech on children being vaccinated. The specific purpose of this speech is to try to persuade parents to vaccinate their children and become more educated on this topic. Over the course of a few years, many parents have decided not to vaccinate their children due to them believing vaccinations can cause health problems. Since many parents have decided not to vaccinate their children, there has been a rise in measles, chickenpox. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, did you know there are 14 vaccine preventable diseases you can protect your child from before the age of 2? Just to name a few of them, vaccines can protect a child from chickenpox, HIV, mumps, polio. There are many misconceptions about vaccines, and I believe this can help an individual become more educated on vaccinations. This can persuade any person to vaccinate their kids or maybe just do their own research on vaccinations. My parents always believed in vaccinations. When I was born, I got vaccinated. My dad's sibling believed that vaccinations cause autism and other health issues. He decided his children would not be vaccinated. By the time their children were 5 years old, all 3 of them got chickenpox. I was 9 and I never got chickenpox, measles, and etc. After that incident, he decided to take his kids to get vaccinated. Ever since then, they have not gotten sick from any disease that is preventable with vaccinations. According to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, Andrew Wakefield and colleagues published a paper in the Journal Lancet. Wakefield hypothesis was that measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine cause a series of events that include intestinal inflammation, it enters the bloodstream of proteins harmful to the brain, and consequent development of autism. This means that vaccines do not cause autism. I believe everyone should be vaccinated. For many years, there have not been many cases since vaccinations. Now that some parents do not want to vaccinate their children, there are a number of diseases that can be preventable. As a result, for my speech, I would like parents and individuals to become educated about vaccinations and persuade them to believe vaccinations are not bad. Vaccinations are good because they can prevent many diseases. Today I will explain why everyone should vaccinate their children. My first point is vaccinations can provide protection from many diseases for future generations. My second point is vaccinations can potentially save a child or any individual's life. And my third point is individuals should get educated by going to physicians, biologists, going on the web to trusted websites, scholar websites, books, and more. Now, I will provide more in-depth information about the topics I reviewed just now and how this can improve the quality of life in children that are vaccinated. If parents continue to decide not to vaccinate their children, this can affect future generations because many of the diseases can have outbreaks, and this puts other people's kids in danger. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, because of advances in medical science, your child can be protected against more diseases than ever before. Some diseases that once injured or killed thousands of children are no longer common in the U.S., primarily due to safe and effective vaccines. Polio is one example. One of the greatest impact that vaccines have had in the United States. Polio was once America's most feared disease, causing death and paralysis across the country, but thanks to vaccinations, the United States has been polio-free since 1979. Since many parents have decided not to vaccinate their kids, there can be an outbreak on many deadly diseases such as polio. Polio is a very serious disease and very scary. Next, I will discuss how vaccinations have saved our lives and keep doing so to this day. If parents become educated about vaccines, they can learn that vaccines are life-saving because some diseases can potentially kill or cause permanent damage to an individual. If parents realize how much vaccines actually help protect a child's life or individual's life, they would consider vaccinating their children. According to PMC, all of the diseases have been reduced by more than 90% and have either been eliminated or there have been reductions of 99% or more. A recent analysis of vaccines to protect against 13 diseases estimated that for a single birth cohort, nearly 20 million cases of diseases were prevented, including over 40,000 deaths. Lastly, is how individuals can become educated on vaccines and how they can do it in their own homes. Individuals can educate themselves by going on the internet to trusted sources. Parents and other individuals can get educated by going to physicians and asking them questions about vaccines. Physicians are very educated on vaccines and know the ins and outs of them. There are also other places that are educated on vaccines. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, many federal agencies play a role in the vaccine system. These websites and federal agencies you can visit are Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Department of Defense, Department of Veteran Affairs, and the Food and Drug Administration. In conclusion, I believe everyone should vaccinate their children for everyone's safety. Like I stated earlier, for many years there have not been many cases of measles, polio, and more diseases, but now that parents are deciding not to vaccinate their children because they believe that it can cause autism or any other serious disease, these are myths, and it can really affect the way our country is now by diseases that are very deadly coming back. I went over how vaccinations can protect future generations from a deadly virus, how vaccinations can save the lives of children and many other people, and how it can affect many generations after us. And my last point is individuals should get educated by going to physicians or even doing their own search on the internet. This information can hopefully persuade individuals to do research on their own and change their perspectives on vaccines, and hopefully move that on to other people. Vaccines save lives, and they continue to do so every day. If parents keep deciding not to vaccinate their children, they can potentially harm their own children or other individuals' children because they are not vaccinated. As you can see, this is my board that I did. I did a facts versus myth. Myths are on this side, and then facts are on this side. And as you can see here, this indicates the pre-vaccine era in the United States, and then this is the most recent reports of cases in the United States. As you can see, a lot of them are very low and some are at 0. Do you guys have any questions?